Have you ever stopped to think about those moments when your cat curls up close to you, slowly closes its eyes, starts purring, and you feel that almost immediate peace? It is as if that sound were saying, everything is okay. For many cat owners, that scene is one of the most beautiful signs of trust. The cat is right there, relaxed, leaning against you, softly vibrating, and the conclusion seems automatic. Purring means happiness, right? But what if I told you that this connection you feel, this symbol of well-being, could be fooling you? What if that sound you love so much, which seems so simple and comforting, is actually hiding something much bigger, more complex, and in some cases, even concerning? Because purring is not just a cute detail of feline behavior, it can carry clues about your cat's body, breathing, emotional state, and even discomfort. For a long time, we believed something about purring, that it was all about fast, repeated muscle contractions controlled by the brain, as if the cat voluntarily activated some kind of internal motor whenever it felt satisfied. That was the explanation we had, and it seemed to make perfect sense. After all, many cats purr when they receive affection, when they're on your lap, when they feel safe, or when they seek contact with their owner. But now, something is starting to change. A discovery is casting a new light on this feline melody and raising an uncomfortable question. Are we really understanding what our cats are trying to tell us? Could it be that when we hear purring, we're placing an answer that is too simple onto a behavior that is much deeper? In 2023, a study published in the journal Current Biology opened a small window into a secret that had been right under our noses. Researchers looked at the cat's larynx in a way no one had looked at before. Instead of only analyzing the behavior of a living cat or trying to interpret the sound from an emotional angle, they investigated the physical mechanism behind that familiar purr. And what they found was something that rewrites the way we think about this sound. They realized that the cat's larynx by itself can produce vibrations at low frequencies compatible with purring, even without direct neural stimulation and without those repetitive muscle contractions that had long been considered essential. This doesn't mean the brain has no role in the purring of a living cat. The study itself is cautious on that point, but the discovery shows that the physical structure of the larynx may play a much bigger role than previously imagined. In other words, purring doesn't depend only on an active command from the brain happening all the time. The cat's own anatomy seems prepared to allow this sound. And here comes the impressive part. Researchers found small masses of connective tissue in cats' vocal folds, up to 4 millimeters in size. It may seem small, but for a small animal, that's huge in terms of vocal production. These structures may help explain how a domestic cat with a body so much smaller than that of large mammals can produce such a low, deep, and vibrating sound. In simple terms, it's as if the airflow passing through the larynx could make the vocal folds vibrate in a self-sustaining way through a mechanism similar to what happens in vocal production of many mammals. But in cats, these special structures seem to allow very low frequencies, close to the typical purring range, around 25 to 30 Hz. This means that your cat's physical structure by itself is a true purring machine. Not in the sense that purring happens without any context, in the sense that its body carries an anatomical mechanism prepared to produce this sound in a more natural and efficient way than many people imagined. And here comes the intriguing part. If purring doesn't depend only on the brain to begin, but also on the structure itself, what does that tell us about the moments when it happens? What if the promise of well-being carried by purring is actually a smokescreen for something you should be paying closer attention to? Because the big mistake is interpreting purring the same way every time. Yes, cats can purr when they're relaxed. They can purr during affection, during social contact, when they're comfortable, or when they feel close to someone. But there are also cats that purr in situations of tension, discomfort, stress, pain, or fragility. And that's why purring should never be read by itself. It needs to be observed together with the cat's whole body. How is its posture? Is it curled up or relaxed? Is it eating normally? Is it hiding more? Is it breathing differently? Is it less active? Is it accepting affection as usual, or does it seem irritated? The sound may be the same, but the context can completely change its meaning. Now you know that purring is more complex than it seemed. It's not just a sign of happiness, but a deep mechanism in your cat involving anatomy, breathing, vibration, communication, and bodily state. Science has started to better answer how this sound can be produced, but why it appears in each situation still requires attention from the owner. And understanding this is the first step to decoding the real signs your cat is trying to send you, even those related to pain or stress. Because sometimes the cat doesn't scream, doesn't complain, and doesn't show things in an obvious way. It simply changes small details, and an attentive owner learns to look beyond the beautiful sound. If this revelation made you look at your cat in a different way, share this video and tell me in the comments, did you suspect that purring could hide more than we imagined? And if you want to keep understanding your cat better, noticing signs that almost every owner misses, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. Here on Decoding Cats, every behavior can reveal much more than it seems.